Hello, students. Today we are going to do the third and the fourth stanza of the poem The Power of Music by John Dryden, or An Alexander's Feast. That is another name of the same poem. In the previous video, I have done the first and the second stanza where I'll just give you a background that the poem, it is a commemoration or a remembrance of Saint Cecilia, who was the patron of musician and the inventor of the organ. Now, the poet reveals the power of music to move men by citing the instance of Alexander the Great, who is the emperor of Macedonia and the son of great King Philip. He also talks about Timotheus, who is a Greek musician and is represented as arousing different moods in Alexander by the power of his music. Now, in the first stanza, the poet has talked about Alexander being the present deity or the god son, that is, he is considered to be the son of Jupiter. Now, in the third stanza, we find Timotheus singing in praise of Bacchus, that is the god of wine. Now, the god of wine is always beautiful and young. He is a happy God because after drinking wine, you are mirthful, you enjoy, you become happy. He is also the God of war. Now, Timotheus imagines that the God of war is coming to the court after gaining victory over his enemies. He is purple in color, he looks glorious. He says, in praise of Bacchus, then the sweet musicians sung. So now, Timotheus starts singing the praise of the great god Bacchus, who is forever fair and forever young. He is ever beautiful, beautiful, and immortally young. The jolly god means the happy god, who is always happy, who is always mirthful, who is always enjoying. The happy god in triumph comes. So he is coming to enjoy because he is victorious. He is also the god of war and is victorious. Sound the trumpet beats the drums. So now Timotheus calls to his musician and says that you should now play the trumpet yani bigul, and you should beat the drums, and we should enjoy the the blessings of god Bacchus, that is wine. He shows his flushed with a purple grace. He shows his honest face. So he's purple in color, he's looking glorious, he's honest, he's very happy, and the musician is asking the audience to sound the trumpets, beat the drums, blow the hautboys to welcome Bacchus. Now, hearing this song, Alexander asked his generals to drink wine. He said that drinking was actually God's blessing to mankind. Bacchus, forever young, forever fair and young, drinking joys this word ordain. Ordain means order. So Alexander ordered his courtiers, his soldiers to drink wine and to enjoy life because they were victorious. And he says that drinking is God's blessings to mankind. Bacchus' blessings are a treasure and drinking is the soldier's pleasure. Now, why drinking is soldier's pleasure? It is a source of pleasure for the soldiers because the soldiers, they have fought very bravely. They have risked their lives for the king, and therefore, in return, king gives them wine to rejoice and be happy. Rich is the treasure, sweet is the pleasure after pain. So, the musician says that after the war, drinking wine gives special pleasure because pleasure is always sweeter after pain. So, the soldiers feel great joy when they drink after coming from war. So, that is why he says, sweet is the pleasure after pain. So, if you have suffered, if you have given pain to your body, if you have borne physical and mental pain, and then you get pleasure, the pleasure becomes double. Then, in the next stanza, the poet talks about, he talks about the power, he talks about the strength, and he talks about the we can say the bravery and courage of Alexander, but at the same time he also talks about the kindness, he talks about the sorrow, he talks about the humanity which is present in the conqueror, that is Alexander. So now, in this stanza, hearing the song in praise of god Bacchus, who is the god of wine and war, Alexander is filled with pride, soothed with the sound. So, with the sound means hearing the sound or the song of the praise of god Bacchus. Alexander is soothed means Alexander becomes very happy, and the king grew vain. King grew vain means king becomes very proud. He becomes, he thinks that he is the best. He is the most powerful. He is the most courageous. He fought all his battles over again. So now mentally, Alexander remembers and reminisces his battles. How he fought with the Persians, how he killed and slayed the Persians, how he won over the Persians. So he starts remembering. In his imagination, he is fighting the battles again and again, and thrice he routed all his foes, and thrice he slew the slain. 3 times in his mind, Alexander is fighting the battle against his foes. Routed means defeated, foes means enemies, and slew the slain. Slew means killed the slain. Slain means already killed soldiers. So now in his imagination, Alexander starts fighting over the battles. He defeated and he killed the already slain soldiers 3 times. It means that he is highly intoxicated. He is under the influence of the wine, and he is repeating one thing again and again and again. So now the war song has a terrible effect on Alexander. He is mad with pride and he is mad with fury. His cheeks becomes red and his eyes becomes fiery. He is ready to challenge all the powers of earth and heaven. He says, the master saw the madness rise. The madness in Alexander. Master here means Timotheus. Madness in Alexander, now it has started increasing. His cheeks are glowing. His eyes becomes full of fire. And he defies means ready to challenge all the powers of earth and heaven. Now, when Timotheus sees this, immediately he changed his hand, means he changed the music. So when the master musician Timotheus sees the Alexander's state of mind, he wanted to change it. So now he sings a sad song to inspire soft feelings of pity in his mind. He sung soft pity to infuse. So now he wants to sing a song where he can infuse or arouse soft pity in the mind of Alexander. He sung Darius great and good, by too severe a fate, fallen from his high estate. So now he sings about whom? He sings about the emperor of Persia, that is Darius II. Now Darius II was also a great and a good king like Alexander. He also was very great. He also was very courageous. He also was a great emperor. But now he is defeated by Alexander. So Timotheus wants to convey the message that your destiny never remains the same. At one time, you may be a great emperor, but at the next moment, you can be, fallen from your high position. So now, severe fate means when your destiny becomes cruel, you are fallen from the high estate, means the high position. All his soldiers are killed. So, and weltering in his blood, deserted at his utmost need by those his former bounty feed. Weltering means he's covered. Darius is killed, he is slain in the battlefield, his body is covered with his own blood. He's lying naked on the bare earth in the battlefield. He has no one even to close his eyes. He's deserted means he's left alone. At his utmost need means when he really needed maximum need, when he needed his nears and dear ones. And by those, his former bounty fed, those people who were actually surviving and prospering on the generosity of Darius II, has left him at his need. And on the bare means on the naked earth, exposed he lies. He does not even have a coffin. And there was not a friend to close his eyes. There is not even a single friend left to close the eyes of the dead Darius. This is the condition of Darius when your destiny becomes cruel. With downcast looks, the joyless victor sate, revolving in his altered soul. So now, when Alexander realizes that like even Darius, who was a great king, has now fallen. His mind changed. His pride is gone. He becomes sad. The glow of his cheeks and the fire of his eyes vanish. His eyes are downcast and revolving in his altered soul. Revolving means thinking. Now he begins to ponder, he begins to think over the irony of fate with man on this earth, and he is filled with pity. Pity because at the fate of King Darius, and he feels so sorrowful, he feels so sad that he began to sigh, and tears of pity began to flow from his eyes. And therefore, now Alexander is totally a changed man. Now he is actually, he is pondering, he is thinking that I, who is such a great king, I also can be downtrodden and fallen from my good position, just as Darius has fallen. Thank you.